Well, it's June, and you know what that means. We have to talk about the gays. It's not my rule, it's just a law. And yes, I know that I did already talk about the cast report earlier this month, but that video was a little serious, a little depressing. So I figured, you know what, let's take another shot at it. Only this time, let's make it a little more fun for everyone involved. So you are probably already aware that LGBTQI plus people throughout history have been overlooked, ignored, buried, and of course retconned as best friends, to the point that I think it's totally fair to assume any historical figure with a same-sex ride or die was probably going to Pound Town with them, up to and including Abraham Lincoln and Joshua Fry Speed, who were best friends who shared a bed for several years, despite the fact that they could definitely afford a second bed if they really wanted to. And is it possible for two heterosexual men to just share a non-erotic night in bed together, possibly staying up all night gossiping? Yes, and I love that for them. We should absolutely normalize non-erotic adult sleepovers because I think they're fun. But I'm sorry, this is just the deal with the devil that homophobes made. They get centuries of gay people forced to hide their essential selves, and in return, now we get to imagine Abe Lincoln's top hat bobbing up and down while he's coring out this twink slaver's butthole. Don't like it? Well, don't push gay people back in the closet. I'm sorry. Anyway, I mention all of this because it turns out that it isn't just homosexual humans who have been disappeared from the historical record. Same-sex sexual behavior among mammals is widely observed yet seldomly reported. Evidence from an online expert survey published this month. This is a cool little poll that some anthropologists did in which they asked 65 mammalian biologists, by which I mean biologists who study mammals, not biologists who are mammals. I mean, I assume they're mammals, but just to be clear, the study does not detail whether or not any of them were like Argonians or whatever. I want to be precise. Anyway, they asked these 65 biologists to report on their own observations on same-sex sexual behavior that they have witnessed in the field and what they ended up publishing about that same-sex sexual behavior. And they found that while 77% of them had observed some sort of same-sex sexual behavior, only about half of them bothered to collect any data about it, and then only 18.5% ended up publishing that data. Now, I don't know about you, but my first thought upon reading that was, well, maybe they didn't publish it because maybe it was already a well-known thing. Like maybe these were bonobo researchers observing two females getting freaky for like the 8th time that day. And it's like, okay, we get it. You guys love cunnilingus. Can you please do anything new with your lives that I can write down? But the study authors reveal that in fact, of the unique species identified as engaging in same-sex sexual behavior in the survey, 38.6%, which was 17 data points, have no existing reports of same-sex sexual behavior to the knowledge of the authors. So these were no horny lesbian bonobos. These were presumably heterosexual South American coatis. These were extremely vanilla South African ground squirrels. These were the formerly conservative common woolly monkey newly revealed to be certified freaks. It's a publisher perish world out there, and these researchers seem to be leaving free and easy papers on the table. So why is that? Is it because they hate the gays? According to the researchers surveyed, no. None of them expressed any discomfort with homosexual behavior or felt pressured by their field or their employer to hide these behaviors. Instead, the study authors suspect that the main problem is a publishing bias against anecdotal evidence. It's funny because there's this snarky thing that skeptics say to people who believe in psychics because a psychic once told them something impressive. The plural of anecdote is not data. Haha. And I've heard that for a long time, and it has always sort of annoyed me because yes, yeah, anecdotes are data. Anecdotes are 100% data. I mean, sure, it's not the end of the research in question, but it is often the beginning. Scientists often make anecdotal observations that inspire future research. It's really important, actually. And so, sure enough, here are actual biologists working in the field gathering anecdotal data that even they're discounting because it's anecdotal. And because of that, we are missing out on so much gay sex in the animal world. And that is sad. The lead author of this study, Karen Anderson, told The Guardian that the perception that same-sex sexual behavior was rare in animals fed into a narrative that it was unnatural in humans. I think that record should be corrected, she said. One thing I think we can say for certain is that same-sex sexual behavior is widespread and natural in the animal kingdom. Now let's be very clear. Even if humans were the only species on Earth with same-sex sexual behaviors, that would still be A-okay. We are also the only species on Earth to wear glasses, ride bicycles, or rocket ourselves into space. Fuck natural. It can definitely help push back on conservative narratives, though, about unnatural behavior by pointing out that, yes, in fact, we find same-sex sexual behavior in pretty much every branch of the evolutionary tree, at least every branch we bother to look at and record data from. But I just want us to be careful about making moral judgments based on what we perceive as natural. Because I bet in another 10 years, as more and more of this data comes out about how natural it is, conservatives are just going to start arguing that homosexual behavior is wrong because animals do it. You know, they're disgusting. They're animals. We're better than them. That's why we don't do that. Sure, whatever. I do hope this research encourages more researchers to start recording their observations and get that stuff published, because the world could use more fun facts about animal sex. You know, even if it doesn't change the mind of any bigots, learning about animal sex is actually really fun. Like, for instance, did you know that giraffes are extremely gay? Biologists have observed giraffes displaying more same-sex coupling than they do between sexes. That's how gay they are. It seems like giraffes only do like opposite sex couplings in order to like continue on their species so that they can then keep on having fun gay sex. Rams are another fun one. Researchers estimate that about 8% of all rams are gay. And that doesn't just mean like 8% occasionally mount other males on their way to mate with a female or whatever. But these rams consistently choose other male sheep over female sheep. Like, researchers take a ram and they offer him 2 rams and 2 females that are in estrus and let him go mate with whoever he wants. And almost 1 out of 10 rams completely ignores the females and goes and fucks the shit out of the other rams. They are gay rams. And a significant portion of the remaining rams have been found to be bisexual and asexual. I would be remiss if I talked about gay rams and I didn't mention the problem of gay female sheep. Now, some female sheep have been observed engaging in same-sex sexual behaviors, but it's much, much fewer compared to the males. And there's this hypothesis that the reason for that isn't that not as many female sheep are gay, but instead that they are used to their sexual partner making the first move. So there's all these lesbian sheep just standing around waiting for someone else to make that first move, which, big mood. Big mood. I'll end this video with a recommendation. If this topic interests you, one of my favorite actor, director, writers, one of my favorite people is Isabella Rossellini. Depending on how old you are and your interests, you may know her as the daughter of Ingrid Bergman and Roberto Rossellini, Dorothy in Blue Velvet, or Jack's love interest on 30 Rock. But in 2007, when she was on 30 Rock, actually, she decided to enroll in college to learn more about animal behavior. She then funneled that knowledge into an incredible short TV series called Green Porno, which she wrote, directed, and starred in, and in which she demonstrates the mating rituals of various animals. It is deeply weird and beautiful, and you need to see it. You can find them on Sundance TV's YouTube channel or on the Criterion channel.
I am both male and female. To have babies, I need to mate with another hermaphrodite in the 69 position.
Oh, geez. This better not awaken anything in me. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you loved the video, please subscribe. And if you think the world could use more videos like this and you happen to have a few bucks laying around, head to patreon.com/Rebecca and join an awesome community of nerds like the people whose names you see on the screen right now. Thanks.